We're just waiting for people to arrive. I don't know if it's because of the music. Okay, so first we have to build a monorepo with turbo repo. I'm gonna write everything down, all the things I'm using. Actually, I'm gonna initialize a monorepo with Shetcn. Can you guys hear the music in the background? Hi everyone. Can you guys hear the music in the background? I think you can. So basically what I'm doing here is that I'm initializing a monorepo using Shetcn. Hi Lafont, how are you? Okay, people are finally arriving. So I'm supposed to initialize. I know that on the new, like the last version of Shetcn, I can initialize a project with a monorepo. Yeah. Now they have like a monorepo documentation. So it's pretty straightforward. We are building a SaaS using React and nests. Don't know why I only have 3 viewers today. Can you guys hear the music in the background? We're like stuck at 3-4 viewers. Don't know. I keep having problems with my streaming setup. So the SaaS is a B2B Saas for the Airbnb ecosystem, so that Airbnb professionals can find more clients, like property rental managers. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for your likes, Natty. Can you guys press the like button like a lot so that we get more viewers? Actually, I started the project the other day, so maybe I'm gonna find that project and restart it. Thanks for the follow, Natty. How are you? I know that I have like a SaaS which is pending. Can you hear the music, Natty? Great. Because you know how hard it is to stream from a Mac. So right, today I'm using Streamlabs. No, I'm not using any starter kit. Well, actually, I want to initialize a project with just the Shadcn UI monorepo starter kit, but it's just gonna initialize a turbo repo. And okay, so let's create a new project. Maybe I can start that project. So basically, I built this tool that's supposed to read the. Check if it's still working. Yes, I'm using TypeScript on this project. It was just a stupid tool for TikTok Live. Finally, we have more viewers. So I'm gonna start my AI voice chat messages reader. First, I'm gonna see if it's working. Thanks for your advice, Alex. No, code quality is not always the priority. Because I built this tool and it's supposed to read the comments with 11 Labs API. So right now it should be reading the comments in the chat with an AI voice.
Roddock says, why are you using NPM? Use PNPM is so much better. Omnitech says, how will the SaaS be monetized?
Why are you using NPM? Use PNPM. I'm using PNPM for actual project like this. Hi Camille, how are you? I'm using NPM just for, I was trying to make the AI voice work, but for an actual project I would...
Uncle.A says, good morning.
We finally have plenty of people. And actually I'm streaming on YouTube at the same time, but I have like 0 viewers.
Says, why is my message not showing? Louis Roddock says, you have to use PNPM for all project.
Yeah, some messages, they just disappear in limbo, or there's a small delay. You know, there's no actual API for TikTok. So I managed to build that, but some messages, they get lost. Yeah, PNPM is more powerful, obviously. But sometimes you just do things very quickly. Thanks for the follow, user.
X733333333 says, can you show your current architecture, bro? Seems odd to me when you showed your code.
Yeah, that's very odd. I built it's like HTML and vanilla JS. There's no framework, nothing. But I'm not supposed to work on this project. I'm supposed to work on the SaaS project, which is supposed to be here. Hold on a second.
Nadi_LDN says, when are you going to start initializing the mono repo?
Well, actually, I'm not gonna initialize from scratch. I'm gonna... Yeah, I think that was the project. I'm gonna like keep working on an existing project that I started a few weeks ago. Thanks for the follow, Alex.
Okay, because the title on TikTok said TS React Next.js Nest.js. That's why I didn't understand.
Yeah. Now I'm back to Nest plus.
X7333333 says, but if you say it's running on vanilla OCOC.
need to read your message because the AI voice is messing around. But if you say it's running on vanilla, okay, yeah, that was like this project. It's like an old school HTML plus vanilla JS and vanilla CSS, which I'm not using most of the time, and WebSockets. Okay, so let's try to restart this app. I don't remember how it was working. Just checking if I have my components or maybe it was not this B2B Saas app. I have another project. Are you guys developers? Trying to find it. That was not the B2B Saas, maybe it's the Saas. Yeah, Airbnb Connect. I think it's this one. Can you guys press the like button so that we get more viewers? Let's get to 20 viewers so that I can start building my
Zero Zan Zero Stress says, hello, oui je suis junior, je sors d'école.
Love your American accent, Cousin Nostra. I'm not sure we have the same name. We have 13 viewers. You're junior. You okay? Where did you study? Did you study computer science? Are you like an engineer? Okay, let's try to start this Airbnb Connect project. So actually the stack is going to be different from the one
Big News says, salut que parle de quoi le livre?
So the live is, I'm just building a B2B Saas live on TikTok. No vibe coding involved. So basically we got this turbo repo, and actually the tech stack is a bit different from what I'm displaying on TikTok. I'm not using...
M73333333 says, might need to put a language recognition to adapt the voiceover through different languages.
Yeah, I know. I should add moderation as well.
I'm a former web designer that want to grow knowledge.
Might need to put a language recognition to adapt the voiceover through different languages. Well, yeah, actually on, what's it called, 11 Labs, you can... Very easily you can add various languages with various accents. So that's pretty cool, but I have it was just a side project. Because the thing is that I'm having problems with like catching the live chat events. So I don't know if I can turn it into an actual like paid SaaS. But yes, basically you can use any voice here.
Jackson not only sounds great,
and you could like you can look for like an English voice with a Swedish accent, for example. Yeah, it's just basic voiceover for the moment. And I should add like translation maybe, instead of like using several languages. Just translate every sentence to English, or I could add moderation as well. If there's no point reading the message, then I could add some sort of moderation using OpenAI API. And yeah, but right now we are building like relaunching the B2B like Airbnb Connect project. Can't remember if I used the API. Was it? Don't really prepare my live streams, you know, just working and pressing the go live button. Yeah, I think so the app is called app, which is very bad, but basically that's the Next.js app. And in that Next.js app, I guess I can start it. How do I start it? This way. PM dev, I guess. I haven't started this project for several weeks. We've got 15 viewers. Can you guys press the like button so that we grow the channel? Just got to 3K followers. Okay, so since I have my, I need to start it on 3001 because I have the AI voice project running on the port 3000. Yes, it seems to be working.
Gabs_03 says, what
So,
DB are you using?
on this project, I'm using a weird stack, so I'm using a Neon database. Do you know Neon? And since Neon doesn't have any, it doesn't have any authentication like SDK or feature, I'm using Clerk for auth. So that's not my stack of choice, but I'm using
Basilbub
it.
says, why Next.js over Vite? Asking as a backend developer trying to learn front-end for fun.
Why Next.js over Vite? Because I'm using Next.js like most of the time at work, so I'm more feel more confident using Next.js. I would say I would choose like number one would be React with Next.js, and then maybe Vue as a second choice if I want to.
Basilbub says, fair enough.
If I want like a bit simpler framework or library.
Gabs_03 says, is Neon NoSQL?
No, Neon is Postgres. So it's SQL. Very similar to Supabase. It's just that you don't have authentication. I don't know if there's storage. Maybe there's storage. The thing is that I decided to use it because I wanted to try it. That's it. And it was fine. Just really getting back to the project.
Says, have you tried Convex?
Nope. What's Convex? Let's see. It's the database. Yeah, Convex DB. Open source reactive database for app developers. Okay. My setup is pretty clean today for streaming. Was the TikTok like AI voice thing running? Don't even know where it's running anymore. Is it here? Yes, okay. What would you use as a database for a B2B Saas, guys? Yeah, Saas is dead maybe, but I'm just building Saas for other people, you know?
Leroube5 says, c'est français cas on reconnaît l'accent MFR. Natty_LDN says, check it out. Reduce the number of hooks you use and it's real time.
Easy like real-time implementation is great.
Gabs_03 says, at my company they are implementing NoSQL DB. What are your thoughts about NoSQL DB better than SQL?
Well, no SQL. I used to use a lot like MongoDB. I don't know if you know it. It gives you much more freedom on the structure of the data, but it's I don't know. Once you've started SQL, it's very structured. To me, it feels more professional, and that's what most people would use these days. So Dragon is asking the ultimate question.
Naughty_LDN says, it's fully type safe end-to-end like TRPC.
Do you think AI takes away these IT jobs? Well, maybe AI is going to take away maybe like 80% of the IT jobs, which is already quite a lot. That's not the end of software engineer for sure. There are quite a few people today. Yeah, it's because it's 6:30. Where are you guys from? Can you write your country in the chat? Yeah, MongoDB is like pure freedom. I used to use it like maybe like 5 years ago or 6 years ago. If you would ask me which database you should use, I would say MongoDB for sure.
RB7 says, hi, how are you? What do you think about v0.dv? Dragon Life says, I'm from North Korea.
Well, V0 is getting quite powerful. I know they want to make it like a full stack AI coding tool, but for me it's more of a front end, like very React oriented tool with Next.js mostly.
Gabs_03 says, I'm familiar with SMs and Oracle.
But yeah, V0 is that's not the tool I would choose to build with AI. I'm mostly using Claude actually, not even Claude Code, just Claude on the side. And Claude, do you guys know Claude projects? Like you can upload plenty of files.
Sonic says,
Yes, I'm
Francais.
French, but we speak English here. I work with foreign clients most of the time, so I'm creating content in English. If you guys want to follow me on LinkedIn as well, you can find me. Wait. You can add me on LinkedIn if you want to get in touch with me. And actually, I built the Last Dev Club yesterday. I was live streaming.
Sauce.
And it's like an MVP studio and SaaS studio. So if you guys want to work with me, you can contact me here, thelastdev.club. So we're supposed to build a B2B Saas. So the idea at the beginning was to build a SaaS for Airbnb property rental managers so that they can find more clients. And actually it should be running on port 3001. So let's see if it's running. Yeah, that's the magic of Next.js. It's not working.
Gabs_03 says, I'm a back-end developer
Yeah, it's
most
working.
of the time.
Okay.
Do you recommend learning Next.js
So this is
or
Clock.
React.js?
The AI voice keeps reading your messages. I'm a backend developer most of the time. Do you recommend learning Next.js or React.js? Well, obviously you have to learn React before learning Next, but I would say maybe learn. I used to be a bootcamp developer, and the main technology was React for the front end. And what we used to do is at some point when Next.js became very popular, we decided to teach React using Next.js. So basically you can initialize your React project using Next, and you don't go...
Adrian.18.ftbu says, you could use Lovable, it's perfectly.
You don't go too deep into Next.js. You learn React first, like the basics, like components, props, stuff like that. And then once you're comfortable with React inside Next.js, you can learn like more Next.js oriented stuff, like routing, obviously, which is very simple, but mostly all the server-side aspect of Next.js, which could be interesting, even though I'm not a big fan of it anymore, really. I'm just using it because I'm used to it, but I like having an actual, like a backend, like a Node.js. I don't know. I love Nest.js. So this SaaS for the moment, it's a full stack Next.js project. So I'm using Next.js API routes and I'm using Next as the server, but in an ideal world, I would use like an actual REST API like Express or Nest, and use React just for the front end.
Sean Trivod says, if you were learning how to code from scratch now, would you just watch YouTube videos to know?
If you were learning how to code from scratch, hi Sean, how are you? From scratch now, would you just watch YouTube videos to know? I think I had the same question yesterday. I think YouTube is a great source of knowledge. It's still a great source of knowledge. To me, like learning with ChatGPT or Claude, it's not the best way to learn because it's going to give you like quick answers. not the best idea. So yes, YouTube, you could, I don't know what kind of knowledge do you have, Sean? Are you a complete beginner? You know what? I'm on holiday at the moment, so I don't feel like working a lot. So it's good that we can just chat. What are your thoughts about Angular? Trying it for 1 month now and not liking at all. Are you coming from React? Where do you come from? Trying Angular. Well, the thing with Angular is just that there's a like market reality. If you're looking for a job, like learning Angular is not the best choice, but maybe you can find a great job using Angular. Maybe in like larger companies, they would use this full stack Java plus Angular stack. But if you're working at startups, maybe React is a better choice.
00 says, "What is the use of next.js, backend?" Gabs_03 says, "Using it with Java for my company."
Yeah, most of the time they use it with
says,
Java.
"Complete beginner watch the super simple dev video on HTML and CSS. Don't see why I'd learn." Ledekadurfer says, "Hi, why you are using Nest.js?"
Okay, so we've got plenty of questions, and the AI voice is reading all of them. Using it with Java for my company. Yeah, that's if you want to work for a crazy big company like a bank or something like this. Obviously,
Sean Trevod says, "Everything when I can know what's going, when Chat GPT can write it all."
If you want to work in like very large companies, yeah, learn Angular and Java, and then you're good to go for the rest of your life. But that's not the most sexy tech stack, I think. And if you want to build your own SaaS or your own tools, or if you want to work at startups, maybe you want to learn maybe like JavaScript, TypeScript, and mostly React for the front end. And Vue.js is really, really like it's growing very quickly at the moment. Many American startups, they don't use React anymore and they switch to Vue, which is very understandable because React, especially with Next.js, has become such a mess with all the server-side stuff. Even though it's also quite powerful, but sometimes it feels like over-engineering. So next question, what's the use of Next.js backend?
Gabs_03 says, "Yes, currently I'm at an insurance bank company."
Yeah, very...
Stia L says, "I'm building a Nest/Next/Clerk app RN. What resources are you using for Nest?"
Should I disable the AI voice? I don't know, because I don't have time to answer all the questions. So let's get back to the guy who's learning. Complete beginner, watch the super simple dev video on HTML and CSS. Don't see why I'd learn. What do you mean? Everything when I can know what's going, when ChatGPT can write it all, but if you know how to code, then ChatGPT is going to be...
Air.11 says, "Hello, que penses tu des Aiki Koden come cursor?" You can answer in English.
Too many questions that the AI voice is reading. If you want to learn, I would highly recommend not to use ChatGPT too much at the beginning. Just watch. I think if you're really motivated, in 1 or 2 months, you can learn HTML, CSS from YouTube videos, like YouTube tutorials, and then learn some JavaScript, like vanilla.js scripting, like basic scripting. Then you learn HTML, like JavaScript DOM manipulation, like how to manipulate HTML elements using JS inside your HTML page. I don't know, if you press a button, then it's going to do this action. And yeah, we crossed the 20 viewers threshold. And then once you know how to do that, you could switch to learning some backend. Right now, I think with AI, being a full stack developer is like the key to success or to getting a job, if that's the whole point. And it's so fun being able to build like full stack stuff. So you learn some backend with Express and just Node.js, JavaScript. And then you try to connect your HTML plus CSS plus vanilla.js frontend to your Express server, and you can connect it to a MongoDB database, which is great for beginners. You'll feel very comfortable. It's much easier than SQL database. Still trying to answer the how to learn coding as a beginner question. But I'm gonna answer all the questions. Can you guys press the like button so that we get more viewers? Yes, and then once you're comfortable building a full stack app this way with the HTML and vanilla JS, then you can learn React. And then you can work for 5 years and you're gonna be a mid-level to senior developer. Thanks for sharing the live, Irina. Where are you from? Okay, so let's get back to the questions. Yes, so Angular, it feels less flexible than React for sure, and it's really, very large companies oriented. But I know that people that use Angular, most of the time they say, I don't want to get back to React. But I'm not an Angular developer. Thanks for the likes. Keep pressing the like button. What is the use of Next.js backend? Yeah, on that project, I started building it like Next.js full stack, which means that the Next.js is serving API routes to the front end. So it's all inside the Next.js project. That's supposed to be the power of Next, but in a way it's also a bit disturbing, and sometimes you want to do like heavy data manipulation or asynchronous stuff on your server, like cron jobs or stuff like that. Then I think you can get stuck at some point. It feels much more comfortable to have an actual API. Hi, why are you using Nest.js? Nest.js is the framework for the backend that I like using. So yeah, it's like Express. If you know Express, it's like Express on steroids. I would say Express, but much more. It's a bit like Angular, It's like a modular architecture, like with modules, and you can separate your controllers and your endpoints and your services, and it's very much more professional, like production grade, I would say. Very type safe as well. Currently, I'm at an insurance bank company. I am building a Next clerk app right now. What resources are you using for Nest? What do you mean resources, Isaac? What do you think of AI coding like Cursor? You can answer in English. Cursor is great, but I'm not using it at the moment. The thing with Cursor, I can't just tell Cursor to build the whole project for me, because it's gonna create a messy project. Don't hesitate to ask more questions, Sean. I'm happy to help. Some tips to find remote job posts. In which country are you, Gabs? You've got the classic like remote OK website. Maybe it could be helpful for you. The thing that the best way.
Marino says, "Salut, combien de temps pour apprendre Python?"
I think the best way.
17_ says, 10 pence quoi d'angular toy.
I think the best way to get a fully remote job is to be senior. So just keep on working, and at some point you're so useful for a company that they don't care if you are at the office or working in your bedroom from Bali or someplace. Really just be mid-level to senior and be like work hard, and then at some point it's going to be obvious.
Zana Bravo says, "Hello, I'm new. Could you show us the structure of your project to get an overview of what you are doing?"
Tu utilises React and Next. Are you using React and Next? Yes, not on this AI voice project, but I'm building a B2B Saas. And yes, I'm using React with Next.js full stack, but that's an unusual thing for me. Usually I build an actual API.
B2B Saas app is using HTML, CS, Java with the Express database, the best combination.
How much time do you need to learn Python? I think Python.
Jose.Marino says, "Is a license informatique good for this?"
It's so funny because I see there are many French people on the live stream because of my IP address, maybe because I'm in France at the moment.
03794 says, "What do you think about DevOps?"
So I try to answer every question. How much time do you need to learn Python? I would say Python, you need you need your entire life, just like any language. But I think Python is a beginner friendly language. So I think after like 6 months, you're gonna feel pretty, I would say, junior/mid-level, if that's the only language you're using. What do you think about Angular? Yeah, each library, each front-end library has its pros and cons, but I don't use Angular. Hello, I'm new. Could you show us the structure of your project to get an overview of what you are doing? So basically, we are building a B2B Saas. This project was using it's a full stack Next.js project. So for the moment, it's going to be Next.js only, which I'm not very happy about, but that's fine. So everything is inside a monorepo. Do you guys know what a monorepo is? So I'm using a tool called TurboRepo, and it's a way to put all your code, like front end, back end, all the packages inside one single repo, and very comfortable to work with. So basically, you've got all your apps, either it's a backend or a front-end app, inside your apps folder, and then the important folder is the packages folder here. So for instance, I've got my database related stuff inside the database package. And the cool thing is that you can use your packages from any app here. So you can share the same package, so you don't have too much like code duplication. You don't have to, for example, you can have all your UI components. I've got my design system here with my Chatien UI components, and I can use these components across various apps. I could build plenty of apps here. I've got my web app. I could use the same components in the Docs app. Yes, and that's the like main structure for the project. So this is TypeScript only. Want to build, so Sean is asking, want to build a SaaS app using HTML, CSS, Java with an Express database, the best combination. HTML, CSS, Java with an Express database. That's pretty weird. Express is not a database, it's a backend framework. So you have to choose between Java and JavaScript. And if you use JavaScript, you can build an Express API. But you can build a SaaS with any tech stack. You can use Java and Angular if you want and build a B2B SaaS. I would say if you have time to learn, hi Lucia, how are you? Thanks for the follow. If you have time to learn React, maybe learn React or JavaScript framework. Oh, the AI voice is like broken, which is quite a good thing because it was getting annoying. Want to build a SaaS app using OK. Is a licence informatique good for this? Well, you can learn, like learning computer science is always a good thing. What are you learning at the moment? I am Jose. What do you think about DevOps? DevOps is great. What are you building? What kind of SaaS are you building? So yes, I was trying to show the SaaS. So I'm showing the code, and the SaaS is, where is it? It was running in the browser somewhere. Thanks for the follow.
Chantry Vod says, I'm only 19. What coding languages would you learn now from scratch to build the SaaS app?
I'm only 19. What coding languages would you learn now from scratch to build a SaaS app? Well, if you want to learn one language, just learn JavaScript and TypeScript. You can build anything with JavaScript, really.
Swabby92 says, PK2 parles anglais.
I speak English because my clients are in foreign countries. Why do you speak French? So the SaaS should be, it's here, yeah. So basically, I'm using Clerk components for auth.
Manu128 says, what type of Saas are you building?
So this is the SaaS we are building. Hopefully it's going to work because I haven't started for quite a while. So I'm going to try to sign up. I don't know if I had like... So basically I've got a sign up and sign in page. Yeah, it was sending a... Thanks for the follow, Armand. Where are you from? Well, I guess you're French as well. It's funny to have so many French people today. So basically the tool is it's a B2B Saas for... oh, I'm not receiving the message. Should be sending it. It's a B2B SaaS for Airbnb. Thanks for the follow, Manu. Airbnb property rental managers so that they can find more clients. So basically, let's say you own a house with...
Manu128 says, is it a catch-all?
What's a catch-all? I don't know why it's not sending the email, so it's supposed to be on Clerk. I need to access to all the tools I was using again, so I haven't worked on that for like 6 weeks at least. Don't even know which account I was using for Clerk. Because it should be sending the authentication email. Yeah, so I'm
Ilias
on
Thal
the...
says, was your choice to use clerk or client's requirement? If it was yours, why better app?
So Eliak, what was your choice to use Clerk or client's requirements?
User 63
If it was yours, why better auth?
says, have you built projects in the past that are online?
Yeah, I've got quite a few projects online. What was your choice to use Clerk or client's requirements? If it was yours, why not better auth? Yeah, it's also a good choice. But Clerk is great for the React components. You want to build something very quickly. It's very, very powerful. But most of the time, I would use a Supabase database, and then I would use the Supabase auth.
Adriez _ says, hello to utilizes Cursor Windsurf.
Hi everyone.
Says, bonsoir.
I'm not using Cursor at the moment. I'm using just VS Code, and I've got Claude on the side. But I'm not vibe coding actually. So I'm trying to make that work, and basically I've got my Clerk dashboard here, and I feel like it's not...
Sveku says, are you French?
Yes, I'm French, but my account is in English,
says,
and I create content in
Supabase
English.
Is sustainable, scalability-wise?
Yes, Supabase is totally scalable. At the moment, I'm working for a client.
Says, have you worked with Claude Code at all?
At the moment, I'm working for a client. It's a startup, and it's all built on Supabase. It's very, very scalable, no problem. Even Supabase storage, it's fine. Don't know why it's not... Just trying to answer your questions and interact with you at the same time is not easy. Yes, so Supabase is very sustainable. Where are you from, Draco? Thanks for the follow, man. How do you leverage AI when coding? To be honest, I'm leveraging AI a lot, even though it feels pretty weird for me because I've been a software engineer for quite a while and I didn't use AI to learn it several years ago. But at the moment, what I like doing, I would start a cloud project and I upload several files.
Two says, what is your academic background?
And I'm using cloud projects like hardcore, I would say. I have a Cloud Max plan and I use it a lot. In a way, you're not really writing code anymore. I mean, like writing lines of code. That's not the job for a software engineer
Dorico
anymore.
says, I'm from France, currently building a social app as a side project.
Oh, really? Can you tell us more about your social app?
UCB92 says, which UI component lib are you using?
So yes, I would use Cloud Project and Cloud Opus, since I have a Cloud Max, like €100 a month plan. I can use Opus quite a lot. Usually, if I'm working full time, I use all my Opus credits at the end of the day, or around, let's say, 4 p.m. If I start working at 9, around 4 p.m. in the afternoon, I would be running out of credits. And then usually I have a second account on Cloud with the basic €20 pro plan. And I can work for 2 hours more until 6 p.m. And then my Cloud Max plan gets its credits back. And that's what I would do at the moment.
Mr. Beastradar says, can you build that with Bubble.io?
Which UI component library are you using? So obviously I'm using ChatCN because it makes you ship stuff pretty fast and it's very customizable. So yes, in my monorepo, I'm a bit disappointed because I don't manage to start the project at the moment. In the monorepo, I've got this design system package.
A meetup clone, but with an on-point recommendation
and
system.
the UI components are here, and it's all ChatCN.
Says, is the Claude subscription worth it? Were you paying for Cursor and stopped it?
That's a very good question. It's a bit sad, because as software engineers, we always end up talking about AI, but that's the way it is now. Okay, so I'm going to try to answer all the questions. So Draco, can you tell us more about your social app as a side project? Gemini CLI is great. Yes, I know. I think it's free compared to Cloud Code.
R18 says, what are you making? Schofield Michael says, can you build bots that can grab...
Thanks for the follow, Moe. I'm getting so many followers from this TikTok live today. A meetup clone. No, wait. So Mr. Beast Radar, can you build that with bubble.io? To be honest, in the AI coding era, these no-code tools, to me, there's no reason to use them anymore. It's so expensive. If you start having users, you'll have to build the whole project from scratch again. So I would highly recommend you not to use bubble.io, and instead, maybe it was a good tool like 3 years ago before AI. But right now, I would rather use like Lovable or Bolt if you're a complete beginner, and try to build your project using Lovable or Bolt, so that you don't have to pay like with no code. You would pay for each API request. It's crazy. I've heard horror stories from startups who started building stuff with no-code tools. A meetup clone. So Draco is building a meetup clone. Where are you from, Draco? A meetup clone, but with an on-point recommendation system, as my main skills are in data science ML. Great. Meetup clone with an on-point What's an on-point recommendation? Do we have a landing page yet? It's like a meetup clone, like an AI-powered meetup clone. Am I right? Eliak is asking, is the cloud subscription worth it? Were you paying for Cursor and stopped it? Yes, totally. So before Cloud, I had the Max plan,
Vincent underscore Gaib says Queles ton Saas? And Finciak to Comte Proposer?
Wait,
Colonel 800
there are too many questions.
Hello from, I like the Astro framework and building my portfolio with it and the Shakden Ye.
So yes, before the Claude Max plan, I used to have two Claude Pro plans. So it would be like 2 times 20 euros a month, and I would use all the credits. Like when I'm working full time, I would use all my credits on one plan. Then I switch to the other account, so two email accounts, 2 Claude accounts. Then I would switch to the second account, and then the first one would get like its credits back. And that's what I was using. And then they launched the Claude Max plan. So it's 95 euros a month, something like this. And you get, it's the equivalent for 5 or 6 Claude Pro plans. And basically you can work like a lot for the whole day. And then you get your credits back at the end of the day. And you can work every day, like with an extensive AI coding workflow. So yes, Claude is completely worth it. I'm not using Claude Code at the moment, but I'm considering it since I see so many senior developers using it, like in large companies.
Unisnov says, what do you think about Replit?
Were you paying for Cursor and stopped it? Yes, totally. I used to be paying for Cursor, and we even did with my wife, who were having fun, like live streaming.
Hack.B7 says, hi.
Hi, Akli, how are you, man? You see, we got 21 viewers today. Don't know what's happening. Maybe it's because it's 7 p.m. So we're still growing this channel. So were you paying for Cursor and stopped this? Yes, totally. I was 26 viewers. I was paying for Cursor, and then well, I tried the whole like vibe coding thing with the Cursor agentic mode, but that's not the way I would work, you know. But as a complete beginner, that would be fun.
I can hear you.
Yes, I'm French, but we speak English here. So yes, I canceled my Cursor subscription, and at some point, since I wasn't using the agent mode on Cursor,
Zach 8683 says, do you advise to pay courses on Udemy? Josu underscore says, what theme is that?
You're gonna use all my 11 Labs credits because you know this AI voice. It's a paid thing. 28 viewers. So the question was, yes, did you cancel your Cursor? Yes, I canceled my Cursor plan, and I got back to VS Code plus GitHub Copilot for auto completion. And actually, it's disabled now in my VS Code setup.
Lorky Day says, tu as le chat en face de toi eucalypte pour toi?
Yeah, well, actually, I've got the chat, but I've got my app that's running. So I've got 2 apps running. I've got my SaaS, but I also have my... so this is the SaaS, and where is the... You know, I built live...
Says,
yeah, that's why I built.
Using NPM. Use PNPM is so much better.
Yes, I completely agree with you.
Be monetized. Unque.a says, good morning. Enque.a says, why is my message not showing? Louis Roddock says, you have to use PNPM for all project. X733333.
Wait, I'm gonna stop my...
Can you show your current architecture, bro? Underscore Rocco44 says you think Cursor is good for building?
I think I'm gonna have to disable. You're like killing my AI voice agent. Too many messages.
Okay, because the title on TikTok said TS React Next.js Nest.js. That's why I didn't understand.
Yeah, it's the first time I have this problem. It's like reading all messages. I'm gonna stop the server.
Says, hello. Oui, je suis junior. Je sors d'école.
Let's stop the server. Hold on a second. I don't know where the server is running anymore.
Might need to put a language recognition to adapt the
I think, yeah, here it is. Let's stop this.
Nah, I'm a former
We're gonna restart it.
Gabs underscore 03.
Okay. I'm gonna restart it. So let's get back to the chat. This is what happens when you lose control over the machines, you know. Halfie, hey, watch you on the regular. Very happy to see you grow and hope to show you my work too. Thanks for your support, Alfie. Don't hesitate to follow the channel. Actually, I was so busy with work in the last 6 weeks, I had to stop streaming. But now I'm back at it and I'm gonna stream a lot. I want to get to 10k followers before Christmas, hopefully. Do you have advice to paid courses around paid courses on Udemy. I would say I never paid for a course on Udemy. With AI now, do you really need to pay for a course? I would rather find like quality tutorials on YouTube. Don't recommend paying for courses, really. What team is that? It's a bearded monokai. BEA monokai. Should I restart the AI voice maybe? Because it was fun. Okay, let's restart the AI voice. And can you guys press the like button so that we get to 30 viewers? Okay. Let's restart the AI. So that's in the TikTok folder. Actually, it's more fun with the AI voiceover. So I called it voiceover. And sorry guys, I'm using NPM on that project. I know it's bad. Okay, so let's restart that, and we can access it on localhost 3000. And please don't spam the chat, because otherwise I have to disable it again, and that's annoying. Okay, now it should be reading the messages. You think cursor is good for building? Wait, trying to read all the messages.
Says, could you show your current config? Underscore Rocco44 says, you think cursor is good for building? I've built a couple of MVPs there.
You think cursor is good for building? I've built a couple MVPs. Yeah, but that's the problem. What can you build apart from an MVP? Hi Joe, how are you? Hi Jan, how are you?
Colonel 898 says, Andrei Yelnikov, why you mention me. Iliasthal says, are you freelancer? If not, what's your current job description? Josu underscore says, I mean streaming config BC, it looks really good.
Oh, you mean streaming config? I'm streaming from a Mac, so that's not easy to stream on TikTok, but I'm using Streamlabs. And otherwise, I would use Restream plus OBS. But yeah, at some point, I almost switched to Windows to use TikTok Studio.
Karen.Lu says, t'es français?
Yes, I'm French, but we speak English here. Are you a freelancer? If not, what's your current job description? I'm a full stack software engineer, and yes, I'm a freelancer, but I'm working full time at the moment for a SaaS application agency. And I'm also building my own SaaS and MVP studio, which is called thelastdev.club.
So are you just cropping the screen and switching between tabs? Adriez underscore says, are you using Claude Code in Terminal? Andrei underscore Yelnikov says, D, I wanted to ask you something else, but forgot to remove.
So yes, I'm building my own MVP studio, so you can check it out on thelastdev.club.
Mespal says, you can use OBs with the extension c.live to multi-stream on multiple platforms or just one. Iliasthal says, thanks.
Today that we have quite a few viewers, I realized that the AI voice, I think I need to have control over the AI voice. Maybe press a button if I want the AI to read the message and not read all the messages, because I don't know what would happen if I had like 10,000 viewers. And actually that's the whole point, because I want to build a SaaS around this tool. But if I sell it to a very big streamer, then it's going to be such a messy stream for him.
Says chaos.
Yeah, it's going to be pure chaos.
Underscore Rocco44 says, or when someone donates.
Okay, so I'm trying to answer your questions.
Says, how did you connect the AI voice to the TikTok chat? Seems interesting, and I would like to try.
So actually,
says, do you place you as mid or senior full stack software engineer? Mel Yusfi says, hello brother, I have built an app, but now I'm stuck.
Okay, where are you stuck, man?
Mespal says, aller bon courage, mon gros.
See you next time. Do you place you as mid or senior developer, full stack software engineer?
Hack.lee7 says, should debounce messages.
Yeah, totally, you're right, Hackley. Yes, do you place you as a mid or senior full stack software
Josu
engineer?
underscore says, yeah, I think you need to disable the AI voice for today, lol. There's a lot of messages.
Yeah, I think you're right. Should I disable it? Yeah, but then I have to read the messages. I think people like it.
Andriy underscore Yelnikov says, at Mel Yusfi, what app are you creating?
So we are building 2 apps at the same time during this live. We've got this working app, which is an AI text-to-speech tool for TikTok Live. And we are also building a more complex, where is the SaaS? It's not here, it's here. We are building this Airbnb Connect project, which is a B2B Saas for Airbnb property rental managers. So basically, if you own a villa in Miami with a nice swimming pool, you're looking for a professional to rent it and to manage it on Airbnb. So you can ask for services on the platform, and then property rental managers, they could find more clients this way. And I'm actually building, like programmatic SEO tool.
Underscore Rocco44 says, I also built a full functional app with Cursor Dot. But I'm still curious to know, why do you think Cursor?
Oh yes, yeah. So we have too many questions today, but yeah.
067 says, hi.
Hi Codex, how are you today? Why you think Cursor is bad? Well, the thing is that I think Cursor is great, just like Lovable and Bolt. It's great.
067 says, what your GitHub?
I'm not. My GitHub is private, so you don't see anything on it. But you can find me on LinkedIn if you want. Where's my LinkedIn? It's here. So yes, Cursor is great, just like Lovable and Bolt for building MVPs. But if your project starts growing and if you get many users, in my opinion, in 2025, you're not going to be able to scale your project using Cursor, or especially if you're not a mid-level to senior developer. But that's a great way to start. It's like a miracle. Like 3 or 4 years ago, it was impossible to build anything if you didn't know how to code. Thanks for the follow, Joss. It's crazy. I got like 50 more followers in 30 minutes of live.
Codex
Thanks,
067
guys.
says, added, you will love to connect with you.
Okay, Codex 7. Did you send me a connection request? So, where's the, yeah, with Cursor, you can't really, I don't know, you can't scale your project, but it's great if you can. Maybe you're a Cursor genius, or if you're a very senior developer, obviously, yes, Cursor is a great tool.
Underscore Rocco44 says, I'm learning backend for the past 5 months, but I'm building with Cursor. Love learning like that. Hawk.lee7 says, give a try to windsurf. Their autocomplete is the best out there.
I'm losing track on the chat.
I want to have a community where we can spar and help each other out.
Okay, well, actually, that's what I'm building. Thank you, guys. We're getting to 30 viewers. That's amazing. So I'm working on this collective feature on the last dev. It's gonna be like a freelancer collective. At some point, I have to build a Discord server.
Says, and have you tried Claude Code in Terminal?
No, I was on holiday in the last 3 weeks. I haven't found time to try Claude Code, but I know it's like killing. It's like a cursor killer, but it feels. I think it's quite expensive to use. So I don't know if I'm gonna use it like extensively. Really depends on the...
Mel Yusfi says, where can I chat with you guys?
On the goal I have. I'm having difficulties to follow the chat because I have this AI voice. Maybe I should stop listening to the voice here.
Codex
Where can I
X06
chat with you
says,
guys?
"You
At
mean
some
I have
point,
sent
I
a request
promise
on
I'm gonna
LinkedIn."
start a
Andri
Discord
underscore
server.
Yelnikov says, "Do you
I mean,
stream
I have
every
sent
day?
a
What
request
time do
on
you
LinkedIn.
start?"
Okay, so I will accept it. How are you, Ludo, today? Do you stream every day? What time do you start? For the moment, it's a bit chaotic, so I'm streaming when I feel like streaming. But yes, at some point, I'm gonna have a streaming schedule, maybe every night
Arcade80.top
between
says, "What's BW since your
half
last
past
live?"
6 and 8, half
Underscore
past 8 in the
Loco44
evening,
says, "I'm sorry, what is Claude code?"
like Paris
Ilyusky
time.
says, "Can we do something on Telegram?"
What's new since your last live? Well, actually, I'm not working on the AI voice bot today. I'm working on a B2B Saas.
S.Kabak underscore
But
says,
I'm
"Are you
getting so many
.B?"
questions from the chat that we are just talking about tech stuff. Are you .b? I don't know what you mean. What's .b? Got to go. Best of luck for the rest of your life. I've learned a lot. Don't hesitate to follow me, Joss, and thanks for your support. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry, what is Cloud Code? So basically, Cloud Code is a coding agent that works in the terminal inside VS Code, and it's gonna work a bit like a cursor. Can we do something on
User
Telegram? Maybe we could build a
3516835110
Telegram channel.
says,
That would
"C'est
be
quoi
fun.
comme modèle de Mac?" S.Kabak underscore says,
What
"It looks
app
like
are you
and is a
building?
developer
I'm
from
building
France."
2 apps at the
Zenoshano
moment. I'm
says,
building
"What app
this
are you building?"
AI, like text-to-speech TikTok
Jasu underscore
bot,
says, "Yeah, let's connect
and
on
I'm
LinkedIn.
also
I've sent you a
working on a
connect
B2B
request."
SaaS for Airbnb. What kind of Mac are you using? I'm using, when I'm at home, I'm using a Mac Mini. You know, the new M4 Mac Mini. He looks like you and he's a developer from France. Okay, no, I'm not .b. Is he like an influencer or something? What app are you making? We are building B2B SaaS for the Airbnb
Underscore
ecosystem.
Roko
But actually,
44
we're
says,
just
"Gotta go.
discussing.
Was nice
So
chatting.
if you
Keep it
guys are
going.
in tech,
Cheers."
don't hesitate to like write in the chat what you're doing, and we can grow the community. Yeah, you can connect on LinkedIn, Joss, and see you on the. I'm gonna check connection requests. Okay, yes, I can
Milyuski
see you.
says,
Where are you
"Do you
from,
mind if
Joss?
I make the Telegram group?"
Peru. Are you in Peru at the moment? Very curious, because usually I get only European people. Are you traveling around Europe, or are you in South America?
Arcade80.top says, "Are you
Are
French?"
you French, Matt?
Chasu underscore says,
You're in
"Yeah."
Peru. Okay, so that means that the TikTok algorithm is getting like a very international. That's great. Okay, I just accepted your connection request. Okay, so you're working in Spain, or are you working like fully remote from Peru?
Emilo3 says,
Yes,
"Salute,
we
je
all have an
reconnais en
accent
accent
when we
français."
speak English, man. You
Joss
think
underscore
AI
says,
will
"But I'm on
replace
Peru right
coders
now."
and software
Emilo3
devs?
says, "Que penses
I
tu
think
de
AI in the next 5 years maybe is gonna, wouldn't say replace
Zanishano
coders,
says,
but I
"You
would
think
say
AI
it's
will replace
gonna
coders and software devs?"
destroy maybe 30 to 50 software engineer jobs. Don't you think it has started already? But it's not replacing developers. Okay, so say hi to Peru and have a nice day, because I think it's the morning at the moment. What do you think of Lovable? Lovable is great if you're a complete
Josso
beginner,
underscore
but
says,
if you're
"Haha,
a software
I think
engineer, it
that's
doesn't
because
make
I do
sense
TikTok
to
lives for programming
build
also."
stuff with Lovable for the
Emilio3
moment
says,
in
"Que penses tu de
2025,
Lovable
because
AI
things
speak?"
are evolving
Josso
very
underscore
quickly.
says, "But my
You think
content is
AI
in
will
Spanish."
replace coders and software devs? I just answered this question. I think it's going to destroy quite a few jobs, yes, in the software engineering space. I think that's because I do TikTok lives for programming also, yeah. So the algorithm is powerful. Good to meet you, Joss. What do you think of Lovable AI, please? Are you a developer, Amy? Or if you're a complete beginner, yes, you can use Lovable. If you know how to code, use
Emilo3
Cursor
says,
instead.
"I am complete beginner and I want to create my fitness
I'm a
app."
complete beginner and I
Rob
want to
W7
create
says,
my
"I
fitness
think
app.
because of
If
your
you're a complete beginner,
presentations, the
yes, you
questions
can
are
use
mostly
Lovable.
about AI coding
If you want to
tools."
build a web app, it's fine. I
Emilo3
don't know if
says,
you can
"I
build a
am using
mobile app
Lovable."
with a Lovable. I don't think so. I guess there must be like a Lovable killer for mobile apps. I think because of your presentations, the questions are mostly about AI coding tools. Yeah, but in a way, it's a bit sad that we are all just running after the best
Mel Usby
trending
says, "I need
AI
help with my
tool
app,
for
and I don't
coding.
know
But
anyone who
that's
does this."
even like in the last
Emily
3-4
03
weeks,
says,
the
"I'm creating a
whole
web app,
hype
yes."
around Cloud Code. I feel like now, if you're not using Cloud Code, you're missing something, and you're gonna lose your job and efficiency. That's crazy. And how do you feel about Lovable, Emil3? I need help with my app, and I don't know anyone who does this. What kind of app are you building? I think I already saw one of your messages. What kind of app are you building?
Andrew_Yelnikov
What's the
says,
tech
"At
stack?
MLO
If you are a
3,
complete beginner, you should create at first a to-do app.
Jossie_ says, "Gotta
If
go
you're a
now.
complete
See you on your next
beginner, you
live."
should just learn like data structures and algorithms. You remember that time?
Emilol3 says, "Do you
Now
wanna
it feels
reuse
more
Lovable and
like
then
you
use
should
Claude to
spend
fix bugs?"
$3,000 a month on Cloud Code. It's crazy how the world is changing. How about, what do you think, guys? Do you think maybe I should build like a poll feature on my website, and I could make like live polls? Since I'm not using my phone, I can't do that on TikTok Live.
Mel
But
Usby says,
can
"I
you
will
say
add you on
yes if you
LinkedIn."
think AI is gonna destroy the software engineering space, like all software engineer jobs? And can you say no if you think we are safe? See you on the next live, Joss. Say hi to Peru
Real
people.
Twill says, "No."
Do you think I can use Lovable
User
and then use Claude to fix bugs?
3516835110 says,
I
"You look
would
like the
say
chess GM
launch your
Sebastian
MVP
Mays."
with Lovable. Try to get a few users. If you get traction and users, then find a software engineer and pay for a completely new version. Like restart the project from scratch using actual code and a real software engineer, not Lovable. I will add you on LinkedIn. Yes, you can add me on LinkedIn if you want.
_shittypost__ says,
You look
"We
like
are
the
so
chess
back."
GM Sebastian Mays. Really? Okay. I'm not a chess player, actually. Zero chance of what? Zero chance of using Lovable and fix the bugs with Claude? Yes, I think you're right. Can I have your LinkedIn? My LinkedIn is here. We are so back. Yeah, you see? It's crazy today. We got to 30 viewers at some point. Why are real software engineer if I can keep my money? Well, for the moment, in 2025, July 2025, if you want to build software, I think at some point you have to work with a real software engineer. Yes, I'm French. How about you, man?
"Are you French?"
Thanks for the follow, Alexandru. It's crazy. I almost got like 100 followers from one live. Yeah, we are so back today. It's great, guys. Thanks for the support. Can you guys press the like button so that we get more? Let's get to 30 viewers.
Emilol3 says, "It's just an app." _shittypost__ says, "I forgot all
Really,
my
what
tools
are
I
you
use.
building,
I wanted
Amy?
you to rate
It
them,
really
but
depends. What do you
forgot."
call just an app?
Yusfi
Because
says,
just an app
"Send
can
you an
be
invite."
like a lot of
Emilol3
code and a lot
says,
of
"It's not a
architecture,
software."
infrastructures issues, scalability issues, security issues. I forgot all my tools I use. I wanted you to rate them, but forgot. I have sent you an invite. Okay, thank you, man. It's not a software. Well, an app is software, man. You got a lot of followers on LinkedIn. Yes, I'm quite big on LinkedIn, but I'm having more fun at the moment on TikTok. I want to get bigger on TikTok. It's a fitness app. Well, a fitness app is software. That's the problem. I am French too. Do you have a job or you are full-time on your SaaS? Yes, I have a job. And I'm building my MVP studio at the moment. It's an audio app. Well, for example, if that's an audio app, what would happen? Thanks for the follow, Axel. What would happen on your fitness app if you've got 10K users? just around the audio feature, like if you're using like sound files or music files or MP3 files, how would you store these files? How would you deal with the security aspect of the storage and stuff like that? It's funny now because people think software has no value anymore. On LinkedIn, I did a post like a few weeks ago. Trying to find it. Like people think that now, like people think software has no value because of all this AI hype. Yeah, that's what I posted the other day. Do you think someone can leave? I need a professional group with 2 persons to know well TypeScript, React, and Rust. Well, you can get in touch with me via LinkedIn or via my MVP Studio website, and maybe we can connect. thelastdev.club. Do you think someone can live with its SaaS? Well, if you're good at marketing, obviously, yes, you can live with your SaaS. Okay, good luck for your project. Thanks, you, man. Thank you, man. See you next time. What is Nest.js? Very interesting question, Sayotoshi. So Nest.js is a backend framework in the JavaScript ecosystem, in the Node.js ecosystem. Basically, it's built on top of Express, if you know what Express is. And it's like a more structured, like modular version of Express. It's a very professional way to build, I would say, type-safe, scalable APIs. Is it okay to make a Telegram group? I'm working on that, man. I'm still hesitating between Telegram and Discord.
Dion0107 says,
yes, marketing is the main thing for a SaaS at the moment, since you can build an app pretty quickly, at least an MVP. Is it too easy to make a Chrome extension? With AI now, it's not that difficult as a web developer. Thanks for the follow, Emilal. So yes, Nest.js is a modular framework for backend. Yeah, you can say that it's a bit more, I would say it's a bit more production grade than Express. Like if you build a professional app. Is it possible to win $10K per month with a SaaS? Well, you can earn $1 million a month with a SaaS, or you can also earn $0 a month with a SaaS, for sure. Okay, so can you guys help me to get to like 4K followers? Not 4K, sorry. 3,100 followers.
Says,
I've been following you.
Stuff, so I have to write smart contracts on top of it.
Trying to keep track on the chat. I'm building Web3 stuff, so I have to write smart contracts
says, yes, but
on top of it. No? Why are so many SaaS entrepreneurs French? I don't know. What kind of stuff are you building around Web3? 1 million with a big team? No. Well, if you're a genius, you can really build a $1 million SaaS.
I will talk to you on the next.
Just with as a solopreneur, really. Thank you for your time. I will talk to you on the next live. Yes, see you next time, Meliusfi. Gonna try to be more present on TikTok. It's fun meeting people here. Where's the... yeah, here's the chat. Thanks for the follow, Gregorius. Okay, so we had like a viewers peak. I'm working on loot boxes with NFTs. What's a loot box? Can't remember. Thanks for the follow, Nomad. Thanks for the follow, TikTok user. I'm working on loot boxes. What's a loot box in the Web3 ecosystem? I'm based in France. Do you think I can make 1 million euros, or is it easier in the US? Well, that's the good thing with building a SaaS. You can make it international from the very beginning. So I would recommend creating like an English version from the very beginning, French plus English, and then you can grow everywhere. It's only gonna depend on the marketing aspect of things. How long have you been streaming on TikTok? I think I started maybe 3 months ago, and so now we are in July. I think in April or May, I was a bit less busy at work, so I was streaming every day. Then I stopped, and I saw that it was very fun to do and very powerful. And now I have quite a good setup, even though I have my travel setup at the moment because I'm on holiday. But yeah, I've been doing that for a few months now. And I want to keep growing on TikTok because I really believe a lot in that platform. I'm much bigger on LinkedIn if you want to follow me on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is getting a bit, I don't know, boring. And it takes time to write the posts. And people are too serious on LinkedIn. I like building like fun stuff. For example, you see my MVP studio. That's how I built it.
Siotoshik says, loot box is like
I'm not a corporate guy.
And open it and get a chance to get different
yes,
items.
I'm French. How about you, Angelique? Thanks for your live. I really need you for my project. Well, don't hesitate to contact me through LinkedIn or send me a DM on TikTok. I answer all DMs. Thanks for the follow, Shia.
Shea.141 says,
loot box is like a mystery box. You buy one and open it and get a chance to get different items. It's like you get the surprise. You want to buy an NFT, but you don't know which NFT you're buying. You know, like 2 or 3 years ago, I was part of an NFT project as a front-end dev. And yeah, it's crazy how the NFT hype has disappeared now. Thanks for the follow, guys. Yes, I'm French. How about you, man? Best place to start with absolute zero experience in coding. I would say, I think I have the complete beginner roadmap that I built. Because as some of you know, I used to be a bootcamp trainer. So we used to train like complete beginners. I'm trying to find it.
Emilil3 says, do you
beginner roadmap. Here it is.
Saas, or you think you will still work a 9 to 5?
So you can tell me what you think of it, but that's what I would do. Here's the roadmap. So first of all, make sure that you like spending the whole day in front of a computer screen. So try some JavaScript scripting. You can follow like tutorials. If you like it, then you can say, okay, I want to be a software engineer, so I'm going to go deeper in the learning. So you start with HTML and CSS. I will recommend YouTube tutorials, like short YouTube tutorials.
Andriy_Yelnikov says, how many years have you been coding?
Can you see my screen? Yes, you can. Short YouTube tutorials. And then once you know how to build an HTML page with CSS, you could learn JavaScript DOM manipulation. So how do you manipulate stuff in the HTML code? And then learn some backend with Express maybe. Still with the same language, JavaScript and Node.js. And then you can start to build a full stack app, a very small one. You can query your server from your HTML frontend using JavaScript, like fetching your server and consuming your API now that you know how to build an API. Then I would build a small project using this new knowledge. And then you switch to React or Vue for the front end. And you connect everything to a MongoDB database. I think I forgot to add MongoDB. Yeah, maybe learn some database like NoSQL stuff with MongoDB, easy for beginners, before switching to SQL stuff like Postgres, because it's a bit more complicated. So once you switch to React, you can build a full stack project. So I said 1 month of hard work for the first steps. then 1 month with React and backend.
Nootropics_8
And then you
says, what
can,
about
then you're a
Firebase?
junior developer and you can start learning TypeScript and some basic like CI/CD, DevOps, infra stuff, maybe some testing with Jest or, you know, deployment architecture. How about like other backend languages like, I don't know, like Go or Rust if you like, or Python, yeah, maybe not Rust. Other backend frameworks like Fast API maybe, which is a very beginner-friendly framework, and you're gonna need the rest of your life for this step until AI takes over, and then you get retired in Thailand and you're a happy person.
Muazuker says,
So I
will
think
still
I
land a
lost the
coding job
track
in 5
on
years?
the chat. I'd like to build a SaaS. Your website, The Last Dev, can help with me. Actually, The Last Dev is more of it's an MVP studio. So basically, you have to hire me or one of my partners, like the freelancers I'm working with. And otherwise, I can do mentorship. So you can get in touch with me if you need a mentor to learn from as a complete beginner, especially if you're French. Do you want to live 100% with your SaaS, or you think you will still work as a 9 to 5? Well, actually, I'm a freelancer, so I'm not really working as a 9 to 5 slave. I'm lucky enough not to do that. What I want to do, actually, I want to keep creating content, and I want to grow my MVP studio and IT consulting agency. And at some point, I'm actually working on partnerships with like tools, like coding tools, you know, as an influencer, even if I don't like this term. How many years have you been coding? Like between 6 and 8 years now. Been coding on and off. Fujin, thanks for the follow. I do it for the Web3 gaming space where the NFTs are used in-game. Yeah, I know that was one of the main use cases for NFTs, but that was supposed to be the main use case for NFTs gaming. Okay, but that's interesting. I don't know what the Web3 space looks like at the moment, because I know that Ethereum is it's losing traction. What about Firebase? Firebase, it's a bit old-fashioned now. I think if you like Firebase, you should work with Supabase. Thanks for the follow, Philocotex. Okay, so we crossed the 3,100 followers threshold. Is there a link where we can get this writing? Maybe you can do some like a screenshot. Here's the roadmap. You can screenshot it, I think. But that's a good idea, Rocco. I'm gonna add the crazy beginner roadmap on my on the website on thelastdev.club. Will I still land a coding job in 5 years? I think the problem now is that if you're a junior, and especially it's going to be even worse in 5 years, it's really hard to exist as a junior developer at the moment, because teams are getting, it's not only about AI, it's also because of the economic crisis and the tech crisis. There's no money anymore, basically. Like easy free money is not existing anymore. So I even saw that many VCs are collapsing in San Francisco at the moment. But yes, it's going to be hard to find your first junior position. But then once you have your first junior position, it's going to be fine. And then it takes a few years to be a senior dev. Can't see the whole text. Maybe I can scroll. Wow, thank you so much. Really insightful roadmap. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just the main steps, but there's a lot of work involved in this roadmap, even though you don't recognize it for the moment. But that's a lot of work. But if you really lock in for 3 or 4 months, you can build anything after that. I'm using Flutterflow to build my app, and it wants to plug into Firebase or Supabase. Then, if you have the choice, I would choose Supabase. Really, it's much more like modern and open source. Yeah, but I can't see the whole text. Yes, now you can see it. I don't build on Ethereum itself, but almost all chains use the. Yeah, I know a bit about the EVM. So on which network are you deploying your
I'm learning whole backend
smart
on
contract,
Udemy using
Sayotoshi?
Node.js plus MongoDB.
I'm learning
40
whole
hour course,
backend
but I
on
learned a lot.
Udemy using Node.js. Where's the chat? It's here. I'm learning the whole backend on Udemy using Node.js, MongoDB. It's 40-hour course, and I learned a lot. Yes, Node.js plus Express plus MongoDB is a good way to start, I think. Where can we find this page? What page? The roadmap, the beginner's roadmap is just my own,
right now for school.
just my own Excalibur. Maybe I should turn it into a PDF and sell it for $99.
Manu128 says,
well, basically, it's just an Excalibur that I use to explain my ideal roadmap. Thank you, because Google has been giving me real issues with Firebase. Yeah, and Firebase can get pretty expensive. Whereas on Supabase, you can start building stuff for free, and if you get the $25 or $30 a month plan, you get a lot of usage. I'm doing ASP right now for school. Okay, great. Harris, where are you from with such a name? Previous one. What do you mean? This screen? You get a follow from me. Thanks for the follow, Nootropics. I'm gonna do more live streaming in the next weeks. In an ideal world, I would stream every day, and don't hesitate to press the like button like crazy so that I get more viewers. It really helps. Thank you, man. I need to improve that TikTok live platform with the AI voice. I want to display a nice, like, thank you for the follow thing every time someone follows me. But at the moment, it's not working. I only get the likes model. Okay, so if we don't have questions anymore, I think it's going to be enough for today, because it's time for dinner and time to enjoy life instead of spending time in front of a computer screen with such a sunny weather. So see you next time, guys, and don't hesitate to follow me on LinkedIn